Hello and welcome back to Project Nihilum Zero. Last time, I caused problems on purpose and it was glorious. And I nearly killed my throat from the growly voice I did for Koukami. Whoops. Oh well, I'm not about to stop now. I'm just not used to doing it constantly. For the 3 hours straight I spent recording all of last episode's content. This time, let's get our final route. I think I already have an idea on how to do this based on what I know so far of how we got our previous routes. We already did escaping, and the last time we lost to Lilith in the fight. So, how about we don't lose the fight this time? I hope I'm actually right on that, otherwise I'm going to have to do some actual thinking, and I don't know if I want to do that. You regain consciousness, your head pounding and your whole body freezing. Slowly, you lift your head. The cell looks familiar, but you quickly realize that this cell is larger than the one you were kept in for isolation. In the corners of the room, close to the walls, you discover other people. They are wearing the typical expert clothing, just like you. None of them speak a word. Dazed, you gather your memories. Sullivan, the examination, the games. Just as you are about to approach one of the expert and ask questions, the door opens with a loud crash. A shrill alarm echoes through the corridors, causing everyone present to flinch. Suddenly, a loud hiss of gas escapes from the top of the wall opposite the door. The games have begun. The gas quickly fills the room so that no one wastes another second in the room. Running and staggering, the occupants flee out of the room. You too. The red lights above the cell flash wildly and briefly obscure your view. No time to gather your thoughts. More and more inmates storm out of their cells, bump into each other, and flee down the corridor. The gas pours out of the cell, forcing you to leave the corridor too. With a racing heart and clattering footsteps, you storm towards the brightly lit end of the corridor. A large arena expands in front of you. While you take a moment to regain your orientation, more people rush past you, pushing and shoving you aside so that you start to stagger. Then the first scream echoes through the arena. Out of the corner of your eye, you see blood splatter on one of the boxes. You're in the midst of the Battle Royale. The moment the doors opened was the start. Where? Your gaze flits hurriedly through the hall. Here and there you spot individual people cowering fearfully behind the crates, while others are frantically attacking other expert with all their might. You see teeth, claws, gaping wounds, severed body parts, all within minutes. Upstairs, behind thick panes of glass, you spot countless people in lab coats. But just as you're about to take a closer look at the faces, you and some of the other experts nearby are hurled towards the wall by a massive shockwave. Ugh! You drop to the ground, holding your aching head. The lunatics released by the lab assistants show no mercy. Screams are getting louder and louder. Some people are already lying motionless on the floor. You stare silently at the misery. Well, since we already tried hiding behind the cargo boxes and playing dead, I think you know where we're going with this. And considering how Koukami is, he is definitely fighting back. With all your courage, you decide that attack is the best defense and charge against an expert cowering behind one of the crates nearby. You grab him by the arm, drag him out of his hiding place, and try to push him in the direction of the maniacal expert, who are slaughtering one after the other in the middle of the hall. But before you can get any further, you are seized from behind and feel a hot pain in your arm. Panicked, you tear yourself free, stumbling against a few other experts and finally finding shelter between two crates. Blood runs down your arm, oozing from a fierce-looking bite wound. Such sharp teeth, heck! You press your hand to the wound, hoping to stop the bleeding somehow. Then you carefully peek over the edge of the crates to get an overview of the situation. In the middle of the arena, you can see an expert tearing apart the other participant with claws and teeth. With swift, jerky movements, she keeps snatching up new victims. Pure madness flashes in her gaze. Another inmate leaps out of the shadows towards her, grabs her by the head, and slams her forcefully against one of the crates. The Clawed Expert screams out, raising her hands to the sky as if looking for help. A flash follows, then the gravity suddenly reverses. Expert and crates begin to float while the eye seems to draw power from the Clawed Expert. The sight makes your blood run cold. For a moment, everything remains motionless while the eye stares at you insistently.
Run. Run and be free.
Then a large shockwave follows, accompanied by a deafening bang. You are thrown against one of the walls and lose consciousness for a brief moment. Dazed, you get to your feet again. Smoke and fumes float through the arena. Many of the crates are shredded, stuck in the walls, or have even burst through them. Injured and dead everywhere. With a buzzing in your head, you climb over the motionless bodies. Then your gaze wanders upwards to the windows. All gone. Suddenly you look up and find yourself standing in front of a hole in one of the walls. Chunks of concrete and other rocks are scattered in the corridor behind it. You stare silently at the hole in the wall until you finally start to think again. That was the sign Delta promised. I must
run. You must run.
And immediately you sprint off. Delta's voice is still with you as you rush through the corridors with a racing heart.
Left. Left. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
You follow her instructions, barely able to think clearly. But the further you go, the more indistinct and choppy her voice becomes in your head.
You are almost too far. Too far away. You have to find your own way.
Then the voice is gone. You stand still, pressing your hands to your head. Delta? Delta! No answer. You seem to be out of reach. Your gaze wanders hurriedly along the walls until you notice one of the countless labels and signs that you hadn't noticed before. Exit. Which way is the exit? Only now do you realize that you know this corridor and know how to get to certain rooms. I'm gonna see if I can just avoid the exit altogether. I'm gonna go to Charlotte's office first, because there's still a little matter in here that I want to deal with first. Following your instinct, you sprint through the empty corridors. Right, stairs, straight ahead. Finally, you stop in front of the door you know. It's so quiet here that you think someone might come out of one of the dark corners of the room at any moment and surprise you. Your feet carry you across the room until you stop in front of the desk. Your eyes fall on the pen holder, especially the pen that Charlotte didn't want you to use. Let's see. You pick up the pen, which feels surprisingly heavy. Instinctively, you unscrew the front part and find a small, sharp scalpel blade underneath. Oh shit! We're gonna keep the knife. If we're gonna win that fight, I want to keep the knife. You keep the pen. Perhaps it could prove useful. And we got an achievement. Hey, that's private property! You tear your thoughts away from Charlotte and concentrate instead on your current situation and leave the room. Okay, so the moment we did one of those, that wasn't the exit, I think. We immediately get our chances to do something. So we're gonna go back to the arena, and we're going to go see what we can do here. A little lost, you run around trying to reconnect with Delta, but her voice remains silent. You hear footsteps, slow steps, almost as if this person had all the time in the world.
Ah, it's you.
Lilith, please, I have to get out of here, please!
I have a mission, and I'm going to fulfill it. I can't let you go.
Alright, anyways, we're gonna fight. We have a knife pen attack. Oh, I have a scratch, too. That wasn't in the last one, because I went and checked. And it didn't give us the option to scratch. I wonder if it's because we fought back. One of these days I'm gonna have to go and look and see if by fighting back I got whatever this is. Anyways, we got the knife, we're gonna do it. We used the knife pen. Oh, she dodged! What the heck? That's just mean. Alright, I'm gonna scratch you then. Oh, that! Whoa! That was nasty! Let's try the knife again. Oh my, okay, that's doing a lot of damage. I am doing a lot of damage here. Oh my goodness. Anyways, I'm gonna scratch. That's doing a lot of damage. Oh my goodness. Oh, she missed! Ah, it's her turn to miss! Suck it! I am doing a lot of damage. She is not gonna win this. She is not winning this. I would have to miss a lot of times in order to lose this. Alright, last one, let's go. Breathing heavily, you stare down at Lilith lying unconscious on the ground. Your muscles are burning with exertion, and just as you are about to leave, your eyes fall on Lilith's keycard. Maybe that will get me out of here. Alright, I guess we gotta search for the exit. You keep running, mostly straight ahead. Every now and then you have to turn left and right, but get back on course after the next junction. You keep looking out for the signs pointing you in the direction of the supposed exit. You have no choice but to hope that it is actually the real exit. With trembling legs, you sprint up a flight of stairs, along the corridor, and finally stand in front of a single door. Next to the door, you discover a pad with numbers and a scanner. Alright, so we can use that key card that we have to unlock this, so we might as well give it a shot. The door opens with a soft hiss. As if in a daze, you rush through, up the stairs behind it, further and further. You pass through door after door without any problems or bumping into people. You can feel it. The exit is near. Then you're at the top. The last door in front of you is open. You storm out into the dark night and don't stop running. You don't know how long you've been running, but when you finally come to a halt, every fiber of your body is burning like fire. Breathing heavily, you lean against one of the house walls. Sounds from the main road reach your ears in a distorted way, so that every passing car sends you into another state of panic. It takes you a long time to calm down enough to think about your next steps. You look around silently, not knowing where you are and where you should go. Suddenly the sound of footsteps echoes in your ears. With your heart pounding, you start to move around, your hands clenched into fists in fear. Who's there? Then a figure emerges from the shadows of the alley. Oh, thank God, I got scared because I'm like, this is going way too much like the previous one. I was a little nervous. Intimidated by their presence, you stagger backwards, fists still raised. Stay right there, did you hear me? Anyways, that is where we got our True Paradise route. And I'm going to save regardless, real quick. But I'm assuming as soon as I start doing something, it's gonna say no. It's gonna say no. Yeah. So, that's the True Paradise route. I do want to try something here real quick. I may include it in the next episode. I wonder if I open the door with the code, but don't go to Sullivan's lab, if maybe that'll do something. Like what route that would do? I don't know. Like, I wonder what dictates the difference between getting the bounty hunter route and True Paradise. Because obviously me winning against Lilith, it got me the key card. But I don't know if the key card was the key, haha, to this. So yeah, I'm gonna go get off for the night. So, until next time.